For most of us, the first thing that comes to mind when we think about retirement savings is superannuation. Super is still the foundation for retirement savings in Australia, no question. But thanks to strict contribution caps and limits on how much you can transfer into the tax-free retirement phase, it's not the only option anymore. More and more Australians are turning to personal investments, things like shares, exchange traded funds, managed funds, and even term deposits. And for some, it's actually a smarter move. Let's look at why. Hello, my name is Melanie Davies. I'm a licensed independent financial advisor. You can find more out about me on the Financial Advisor Register, linked in the description box below. It's important to know that all my content is general in nature and is considered general advice only. That means it's not specifically tailored to your personal financial situation. So if there's anything that you want to investigate further, always seek out an opinion from a qualified financial advisor to make sure that it's appropriate for you and for your financial situation. Also, my financial services guide is available to download from the description box below. Super is still the most tax-efficient way to save for retirement, but with strict contribution caps and limits on how much can go into the tax-free phase, many people are investing elsewhere to grow their wealth. According to the ASX Investor Report 2023, over half of Australian adults now have investments outside their home and super, up from 40% in 2020. And there's a new wave of investors emerging, next-gen investors. They're 18 to 24 who started investing during the pandemic, and also female investors, which continues to steadily increase. The majority of investors have reported that their portfolios are less than $100,000, and it seems across all investors in the report, their main goal is to focus on investments that can build a sustainable income stream. It's also interesting that the report found that most Australian investors are working towards medium-term financial goals, such as going on a holiday, paying off debt, and getting their finances in order within the next 3 years. So why invest outside of super? Well, that's a really good question, and there are a few smart reasons to do that. First of all, flexibility. If retirement's still decades away, you might not want to lock your money away in super. Investing outside means that you can access at any time for a house deposit or travel or early retirement. Second, contribution limits. Annual contribution limits put caps on how much you can put into super at concessional tax rates. And while there are some strategies that will allow you to exceed the limits if you qualify, investing outside of super gives you more freedom and control. And thirdly, cash flow. It's always great to have some funds in a high-interest earning bank account for emergencies or term deposit investments that you know you can get your original investment back if you need it, subject to its maturity date or the institution's breaking conditions. So what's the bottom line? Well, super is still your most tax-friendly retirement tool, but your overall wealth shouldn't depend upon that alone. A healthy mix, super and non-super investments, gives you flexibility, tax benefits, and options for your future. So don't think of it as super or investing. Think of it as super and investing. Now, if you're thinking about how to balance what goes into your super versus what you invest outside of it, my Financial Goals Planner will show you how. I actually designed it and use it myself in my own planning. And as it's my own product, I do earn income from its sales. It lets you map out your own goals. For example, buying a house, retiring early, or saving to build a share portfolio, or investing for income. And it shows how prioritising one can affect the others. You'll find it linked in my Stan store below. It's a great way to get clear on your next step before you make any big decisions. Here's how it works. You simply enter in your different goals. Maybe you want to build an investment portfolio, save for a house, grow your emergency fund, or even just put money away for Christmas. You add in how much you can realistically save each month, and the planner shows you in real time how you're tracking. Even better, there's a slider that lets you adjust how much you want to allocate to each goal. And with one easy move, you can see which goals we reach sooner and which ones might take a little longer. It's such an eye-opener because it shows you how prioritising one goal directly impacts on the others. But most importantly, it keeps you focused, disciplined, and it means that you're less likely to make emotional or reactionary financial decisions. So if you want to stay on track with your money and actually see your goals come to life, download the planner and set a clear path towards reaching your financial goals. It really will assist to keep you focused and minimise reactionary decisions. I'll also link to my video on investing myths, where we go through the financial goals planner and learn how long-term investing works best when you create structures for yourself that removes their influence. Now, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on investing. Until next time, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.